Many funny people developed or honed in on their sense of humor in dark times in their life where they felt like having a sense of humor about the dark things is actually what kind of helped them survive those moments.
Yeah.
But you actually had a bit in one of your stand-up routines that I saw where you said that you had no struggles in your childhood. You said that your only struggle was trying to get your N64 cartridge to work without blowing in it.
That is an old bit that I did. Wow.
But zero struggles. Perfect life?
I mean, not perfect, but it was like pretty easy, I think. I was like, my parents like divorced when I was like 3. I think it's probably because I consumed all those babies after I was born.
That's a good reason for divorce.
Yeah, it's pretty traumatic.
You keep him. He has all 4 of the names.
It was never really like hard because it's like that's what my life was. You know, I was just like used to it. And I also had my stepdad who was like there like my whole life pretty much. So it's like I had a dad, I had a father figure like at home who was like funny and like kind and patient and like really like nurturing. I was like pretty much the only like hardship was like, oh, I gotta go see a guy every other weekend and like play and play. Yeah, buys me stuff. I get to play N64 there. Yeah, my life sucks, dude.
Your stepdad introduced you to computers.
Yeah, he said, this is computer. My stepdad came home one day with like 2 separate desktop computers. One for my sister Kylie and then one for me.
How old were you?
I was like 7 or 8 or something.
There is nothing cooler in the world, especially in the early 2000s, than having your own personal computer as a child.
Straight up, yeah.
Unlimited access to everything on the internet.
And
all you gotta do is think of it and you can find, there was 0 filters.
Yeah, and
the Wild West.
I would play like, I play The Sims all the time, Roller Coaster Tycoon. You remember like old internet browsers, like Internet Explorer, when it's like, you could like download some thing that would give you like a special looking like cursor?
Oh yeah.
I would have like 50 of those, probably like so many viruses on it for sure. But I was like, my cursor's a skateboard now. And then of course, like there was like the older kids on my street who would come over and just like Google the craziest shit.
Is that where you were first exposed to how f***ed up the internet could be?
It's crazy, like when you see that as a child, like graphic things, it doesn't like register in your head that it's like a real thing, kind of. And then like later in your life, and it's like not, it's burned in your brain.
It's still there.
Yeah, I'm never forgetting that.
No. I definitely saw things when I was a kid that I wish I could unsee now because I thought at the time that it was like, oh, I see it for a moment and it's done, but it's literally burned into your head.
Yeah, I'm talking about the Fred videos.
Fred, yeah.
I can't forget that shit, man.
Never forget, unfortunately.
Shut up, Fred. I'm just kidding. I love those videos.
But yeah, so, I mean, you were exposed to unfiltered shit when you were young.
Violent stuff, boobies.
Boobs.com.
Titties.ca, the Canadian one.
And then it says, what about them?
So you've been there too.
I looked at all the nationalities of boobs.
You're a man of the people.
A connoisseur.
Connoisseur.
And you started consuming YouTube in the early days of YouTube as well.
I was like a diehard like Smosh fan, obviously, yeah.
What do you mean, obviously?
Well, I mean, as a kid growing up.
To me, in my head, I just lived in my own little bubble. I saw numbers on the screen getting bigger, and I'm like, I don't know, I'm just making stuff. I didn't.
True.
It was very difficult for me to ever imagine that there were actually people watching this and that they weren't just numbers.
True. I was like, obviously, well, sorry, I won't say obviously anymore. But yeah, I watched Smosh like all the time. Like I had like
so sick.
All the songs on like my iPod Shuffle and stuff. Like I was like, I was a diehard fan. I think the first time I heard about YouTube was from the Pokemon video.
That's so weird to put in perspective.
Yeah, because it was like one of my neighbors, the same neighbor who showed me all the boobies and stuff.
Oh yeah.
He's like, you like those? You're gonna love this.
You like boobs. Have you heard about these 2 guys?
Yeah, these 2 boobs over here.
Now you have almost 4.5 million subscribers on YouTube. You have a podcast. You do stand-up comedy tours. Stand-up is front and center, and it's kind of always been front and center of what you do. Most people would never even go towards stand-up at all. To me, even that sounds more horrifying than anything that I've ever done.